So I thought here's a little bit of a story time. This is so weird talking to the camera, especially when you how do I put this? I don't even like cutting these videos, but when I first started filming these videos, like you can scroll back, you can go through all my receipts, right? Because I know a lot of people post online and they're just full of it. They're full of shit. Like half these people didn't do anything that they're talking about, and it bothers me because some of us actually put in the work so that we feel that we can talk about these things after. But that's another story. So when I first started my business, I started my business when I was 13. That's when I shot my first wedding video. I closed the deal, started learning how to use the camera after I sold. I sold first because I already had an interest in photography, but then I had to work on my skills so that I could actually deliver on what I said I would, your deliverables. Now, from that age, I think I fell in love with sales, my craft, speaking to people, and building a business that I could own. I still worked regular jobs right growing up while I was still building this business, but eventually I just hated it. I did not like working for other people. I did not want to trade my time. I wanted leverage. Half these words I didn't even know what they meant at the time. I didn't know what entrepreneurship was. First book I read on entrepreneurship was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Amazing, Then Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Insane books. None of these YouTube videos or all these crazy influencers or all these trends or trending businesses or making money quick, none of these things really caught my eye or really existed at the time. I was more focused on what skills exist that I could learn, and as a 13-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old going into high school, what could I sell and what would people trust me on? The only thing was the creative field. They're like, oh, this guy's young, he probably knows something about the creative field, he's probably hip, hype, whatever these guys use, the words. I even had to learn kind of how to connect with them on that level because half these guys were double my age, triple my age, and all it takes is that one shot, whether it's like a small local gym or just a regular guy who wants to invest in himself, and if you're able to sell him on the idea and what value you can bring, as long as you're willing to put the work in, because a lot of people will sell and not follow through with their word. You have one reputation, you have one name, you can change whatever you want, you can move wherever you want, but your reputation will stay. That's the biggest thing I've learned. There's these lessons I've learned through business at a young age that allowed me to kind of refine myself, learn these different things that you need to learn, and then focus on what I want to do, step away from the noise, fully be myself. And even speaking the videos like this, like it was so hard to just understand who I am, what I'm able to do, what I'm capable of, and like what I want to be, because every day we're bombarded by these different ideas. And as I was growing up, growing these businesses, trying to make more money, it was hard to kind of focus on what I wanted because I was always falling into the fear of judgment. When I was starting out, I never had that because as a child, you have all these different ideas. It's like, oh, this sounds cool, let's just try it. Then you grow up, high school, university, law school, all these different things, businesses, other business owners, other people start to do what you're doing, copying you. Oh, am I right? Am I supposed to be doing? You get imposter syndrome. So a lot of things you have to overcome. There's so many different things you don't understand that you need to know until you need to know them. What do I mean by this? Like, for example, when I needed to make an incorporation because I found out taxes exist, like I knew about them, I wasn't oblivious to that, but knowing that I now had to pay them at like 17 years old, 16 years old, I was like, oh, what? You don't get money back from the government anymore? You actually have to pay something to them? That was a wake-up call. Oh, I need a bank account, but how do I get one? I go to the bank, they say, oh, you're not 18 yet, you're not able to open an incorporation, meaning you can't open a business account with us. So working on those things, then obviously you go into the bank, oh, why do you have this much money in your account? You're only 17 years old. Like I literally got a call from the bank manager. They thought I was doing something illegal. I was like, no, I live with my parents. Like I don't have really any expenses, so this is what it is. And as you keep going down this journey, and people call it entrepreneurship, like I said, I don't even know what that meant at the time. I was just doing what I loved. You learn what you need to know. You have to keep trying. You have to keep failing, refining your approach, but you have to keep pushing forward. And even now, I'm pushing harder than ever. You get comfortable sometimes, but you just have to snap out of it and then keep pushing, learning, seeing what else you can expand to, and realizing that everything you want is out there. You just have to be willing to go and take it and not be afraid, because regret hurts more than you taking that risk in the moment. You don't want to regret anything.